Yeah, it's almost a bit of a paradox that technology will enable a more human-centered future of work. And I see it, I truly believe in the very profound potential of technology to liberate not just leaders, but everyone in the workplace. And we have been moving in this direction for a very long time. The formal study of leadership is actually quite new. For the first 30 years of the 20th century, the definitions of leadership that were popular emphasized centralization of power, control, and even dominance. The strategy du jour in the 20th century was the great man theory of leadership, which is exactly what it sounds like, that great men are born with born with the traits that confer leadership. In fact, it was at a leadership conference in 1927 where this definition of leadership was advanced and met with applause. It was leadership is the ability to induce the will of the leader on those led and extract obedience. I mean, that's straight out of Emperor Palpatine's mouth, man. Like that is a wild definition for leadership. Technology, what it does for me and how I see it playing out is it's going to completely level the playing field, allowing everyone in an organization to have access to the same amount of information, the same information itself that leaders have. And so what happens eventually is there's going to be a collapse in definitions. We might not have, by the end of this century, leaders and followers. It might just give way to a new category altogether. Perhaps fellows, fellowship might be the structure of tomorrow. No one single person is capable of synthesizing the vast quantities of information that current leaders are doing. Leadership is so much about making the right decision at the right time, depending on the synthesization of, synthesized. I stumbled my answer. Let me just double back over here. Yeah. So much of leadership is about making the right decision at the right time based on the synthesis of vast quantities of information. No one person, let alone a great man, can combine all of the data points right now that characterize our volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world. What technology does is it allows us to make those calculations quickly, present the findings thematically, and frees all of us up in the organization to just be more human, to be more learning-oriented, otherish-oriented, to be more vulnerable, empathetic, and compassionate. Let the calculations, let the math be handled by the technology. For the rest of us, let's just be more human.